Hello guys, I'm Constantin, welcome to the channel. Today I thought about doing something different, something more educational. I've been writing music for the last 15 years and during this time I've gathered some tips and tricks that always help me make better compositions. And there are 5 tips and tricks that I would like to share with you today in this video. So if you're curious, stick around, and with that said, let's jump right into it. Tip number 1. Capture the idea immediately. I know we don't always have our guitar or our equipment available, but we probably will always have our phone. So use anything you can to capture the idea so you will be able to remember it later on when you're on your working station. Tip number 2. Use templates. As you can see, I have my demo template right here where everything is kinda pre-mixed. I have my volumes balanced, I have my instrument plugins loaded and also my mixing plugins loaded. When I'm tracking, all the mixing plugins are deactivated to avoid overpowering my CPU, and when I'm done tracking, I will just enable my mixing plugins and I will have a good sounding demo. Tip number 3. Repetition and development. And what I mean by that is make a statement and then bring this idea back with subtle variations. You know, you don't have to use every chord you know and every technique you know all in one song. Let's check the examples on my latest single where I have the 2 verses slightly different from each other, but you can still tell that it's the same idea. Or for example, on the final chorus, I went from the root to the 5th of my chord and played exactly the same thing. Tip number 4. Keep it simple. Most of my songs will have a simple structure like intro, verse, pre-chorus is optional. Sometimes I have a pre-chorus, sometimes not, and then the chorus. And then repeat the parts with subtle variations and then introduce a new part, some kind of bridge that will help me build climax to the last chorus, because I want my last chorus to be like the fireworks effect. You know, if you're not doing some kind of very progressive technical math metal, it's easier to go with a pop mindset on your songwriting. Make songs that are easy to follow from non-musicians that will make your audience move to your song and also sing along. And tip number 5, it's all about transitions, post effects and backing tracks. Transitions are what make your song feel round and complete from start to finish and keep the flow going. Here are some transitions ideas. You can use stops. Maybe some build-ups. Or drum fills. Or you can do something more musical, like using some kind of chords that will help you build some kind of tension, and in that way, when you go back to the main chord, it will have more impact. For example, this kind of chords could be a dominant chord, diminished 7 chord, or the Neapolitan chord. You can also emphasize your transition with post effects by using some kind of risers or impacts. One other thing I like to do is emphasizing the chords on my chorus with synths. Mostly I will play power chords on the guitars, and then the missing notes from the chord I will put them on strings, but I will use inversions of those chords, and in that way my synths will not be in the way of my main instruments, which is the bass and the guitar. And an extra tip is to randomize your MIDI instrument. What I mean by that is, for example, your drums. No drummer will always hit with the same power exactly on point his shells, his drum kit. By introducing a slight randomness in your MIDIs, where you will make them sound more human and more realistic. And that was for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you found this video helpful, please consider to subscribe and hit the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what your tips and tricks are in songwriting. And until the next time, take care. Bye bye.